Yo, what is going on? Welcome. Very excited. It is the day after Thanksgiving. It is Black Friday, and that's exactly why I want to take the time to create this video. It is a little cold in the studio, so sorry for the whole get up. I have to stay warm. But anyway, I was looking at something that was pretty interesting to me. I believe a little bit over or 70 to 80% of Americans do not have $1,000 in savings. So what I want to do, I want to combat that. I want to help change that. I want to help people save money. And because we need it. The reality of it is we need money. We need it. We need it. It is a tool. In order to build anything in life, in order to build a comfortable life, you need money. It's a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about. It's a topic that a lot of people don't want to discuss. A topic that is too I would guess it generates a lot of insecurity, and money is not everything, but however, you need it. So I want us to focus a little bit more on it. I want to have a better relationship with money because money is something that has to be attracted. It is not something that is fond of being belittled or talked about in a negative, derogatory way. So I want us to change our vocabulary towards money. And the best way to do that, I want us to start with getting out of, if you have $1,000 saved, congratulations, because that is a difficult task based off these analytics. And if you do not have $1,000 saved, maybe you will have $1,000 saved because now you know, like, hey, I don't want to be a part of that group, which is not a bad group because everyone has been there before. And if you are living paycheck to paycheck, let me give you a little advice that can potentially help you get out of that. Because what I want us to do, you don't have to necessarily have to own a home right at this particular time and moment. You might not never want to own a home. You might want to just rent, which is perfectly fine if that's what you choose to do. However, not having $1,000 in savings account, no bueno. We got to change that. And the reason why we have to change that, emergencies happen. Unfortunate things happen. Events in our life happen to where we have to make quick, rash decisions. And 9 times out of 10, they result in finances. So we have to work on getting $1,000. See all these different YouTube channels on how to make a 10,000 or how to make 100,000. No. Your network goes up after 100. No. Let's start where we all have been before. Let's focus on how to make $1,000 or to save $1,000 in our savings account. And then we'll start to break down the emergency account and we'll start to break down things. But let's start. We're in white belt right now. And white belt is figuring out how to save $1,000. And the best way that I can say or encourage you to save $1,000 is for a while, depending on how much money you make. If you're making some money, obviously, if you don't have $1,000 in savings at this particular time and moment, one or two things are happening. You have too much debt to income ratio. So therefore, you're spending more than you're making. That's what's causing you and forcing you to live paycheck to paycheck, which is a no-no. We're going to change that. So therefore, only thing that you would have to do in order to tweak that is just to simply live below your means. Spend a little bit less money. Cook a little more. Or, you just gotta say no to a lot of things because you have to lock in and get out of this 70 to 80% of most Americans not having a savings of $1,000. And again, we've all been there. However, our goal, our desire, our focus at this particular time in our moment, especially going into the new year, is to not do it. I'm not even going to talk about credit cards. I'm not even going to talk about debt accumulated. We'll talk about that. Obviously, when you begin to swipe that credit card less, you'll be able to save a little bit more because you're not spending money, the little money that you do have left over, you're not paying on credit cards. Sure, you got to have a credit card in order to build credit, but also that's a sticky situation because you don't want to have too much money in your credit cards because you're going to be spending 27 to 30% interest on $1,000. That's insane. So you're never really going to pay it off because you're always paying the minimum. But I don't want to jump into that. I solely want to focus on how to save $1,000. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you don't even have a credit card. You don't have a credit card. We're not focused on building credit at this particular time and moment. You just have trouble saving. So let's get credit out. Let's get debt out. The best thing that I can encourage you to do, you're paying all your bills. You have a roof over your head. You have the necessities. You have a vehicle to go to and fro. You got to stop. Somebody got to tell you, and I'll be the one to tell you because I love you. Ross loves you. You got to stop drinking Starbucks. It's getting a little too expensive. If you love coffee that much, you need to figure out, hey, ask the nice young lady or the nice young man, hey, how do you make that goat milk latte that I love and I always spend $7.50 for my venti? $7.50 times 5, because you're doing it every day. That's pretty expensive. $7.50 times 3 on coffee. It's pretty expensive. $7.50 once for coffee. It's pretty expensive. So that's what we got to do. Not even just the Starbucks or whatever the case may be. We have to kind of dial it back on excess spending. Eating out, nah, you got to eat at home sometimes. Oh, the gas, you got to keep filling up on gas. Get an economy friendly car, a car that you can get 30 plus miles to the gallon. So you don't have to spend so much on premium gas and you're not getting that much miles per gallon. There are a lot of things that we are doing that would just dial down to financially irresponsible, not financially illiterate. We're just being a little bit irresponsible with the money that we have left over. So you don't have to get the newest, latest smartphone. What would be smart is to get a phone that supplies all your needs and allows you to focus on saving a little bit more money. It's just that simple. You just have to write down what you're spending on, because I feel like that's the worst thing. And that's how you get into a lot of debt with credit. I know we wasn't going to mention it, but that's how you get into a lot of debt with credit. It's because we have all of these bills on autopilot or auto payment. So you don't even realize you get your check and everything is just coming out at the same time. And you're just, oh man, my everything is taken care of. And now, boom, you have this credit card that supplies all the things that I want. So now you have all your necessities taken care of by what you're working for. And now you probably have a few dollars left over. You swiping that or you're spending that. And now you realize that, oh man, now I need to use my credit card to get me to the next stream of income or my next form or just my next payment, because you're probably getting paid bi-weekly. So what you have to do is you got to just dial back the spending until you get to 1,000. Make that your personal. It may take you 12 months. That's fine. It might take 12 months, but you have to start now. It might take 10 months. If you could just save $100, it might take you a while. But the more you sacrifice, the faster you'll get to your goal. And you might ask, well, why do I want to do that? That seems too difficult. That seems too hard. That doesn't even seem like, okay, so once I get $1,000 in savings, that's not going to change my life. Well, it actually can, but that's for another video. But the reason why you want to, just take my word, you want to get to 1,000. And just to give you a little incentive of why you should get to 1,000, you want to be a part of start going up in the financial ladder. We always hear about the 1%, the 1%, the 1%, but there are a lot of people that, and I was one included, that were a part of this great margin of being financially irresponsible, because that's the reality of it. Life has gotten expensive. Things have gotten expensive. However, we have indulged in a lot of doom spending. And that's something that I want to get us out of, doom spending. And if you're not familiar with the term doom spending is pretty much spending with the mindset and the ideology that I'm not going to be successful anyway, So I'm going to doom spend. I'm going to release these dopamines daily. And in my opinion, that's what the overpriced coffee is about. You know, it's doom spending. That money can go somewhere else. Not necessarily investing, but it can go to padding your savings account so that you can do things in the future. And stop being so selfish. If you have children here, and if you have children and you don't have $1,000 in savings, you are being selfish. Because what are you setting up for them? You just putting a roof over their head is not all you're supposed to be doing. You're actually supposed to be setting up something for them as well. And if you don't have children, stop being selfish for your future self, because your future self is going to look back and say, man, where did all this money go? So let's focus on that. Let's lower our debt to income ratio. Let's not spend as much. Let's not do any doom spending. That purse can wait. Those shoes can wait. Those belts can wait. Those whatever you guys are interested in can wait until after we get $1,000 in spending. I'm sorry, in savings, because we already been spending $1,000. So we got to just dial it back some. Let's stop putting all our money back into the economy so fast. This money has to stop burning holes in our pocket. We got to slow it down. We have to slow it down. And I understand it. Well, let's say you want to invest that money. Let it be towards something that can generate you income. So let's say if you want to expedite the situation to getting to $1,000 saved faster, now you take in $50 a month that you were spending on coffee or gas, just traveling to or fro, or just eating out. Take that $50, do this for 2 months. Take that $50 and buy something that can help you generate a little bit more money. An idea, let's say a screen printing kit off Amazon, probably run you about $150. So if you're saving $50 a month, and in 3 months, you can buy this machine. And you're like, what I'm going to do with a screen printing kit? Go make some nice shirts. Go by your local churches and say, hey, look, I would love to help contribute to any functions that you might be having. And here's my work. Here's my services. I would love to do work for this church or this community center or this business or this family. And you never know. Bam, you're starting to get a little extra money because you're doing screen printing shirts. Just an idea as a side hustle that can help you get to whatever it is that you would like to do. If you like washing cars or detailing cars, you can buy a few little things to help. Hey, would you help? Or windows? It's so many ways to help you if you wanted to do it the sideway hustle along with your job to help you get to $1,000 saved. I just need for us to lock in, buckle down, get desperate to get out of this way. To get out of this category of individuals that are that does not have $1,000 in savings. And you might say $1,000 is not a lot of money. Well, if we all felt that way and we all think that way and we all belittle that currency, which is, in my opinion, a lot of money, why don't we all have it? Because $1,000 is a lot of money. You ask anyone, you ask Elon Musk, if he gets $1,000 speeding ticket or he get $1,000 parking ticket, why is this so expensive? Anybody would tell you $1,000 is a lot of money. So don't belittle it. So that's what I need for you to do. Your net worth will increase expeditiously once you focus and learn and achieve that milestone of saving $1,000. So that's what we're going to work on. That's what we're going to focus on. Drop any comments below or on any ideas that can help this community, that can help us save $1,000, because it is important. And on the next video, we'll talk about why it is important to start an emergency fund, why it is important, how much should be in your emergency fund. But before we get there, let's stop doom spending. Let's not excessive spending on things that we can go without, or a cheaper alternative in order to ensure that we get to our $1,000 goal in savings. It might take a while, but let's start now. So by the end of 2025, we all can come together and we have $1,000 and we have knowledge of things that we can not only invest in, but we have $1,000 in savings, and we can pick up or we can reduce this margin of individuals in America that does not have at least $1,000 in savings. So as always, it was an honor. It was a pleasure. I'm fired up. Hopefully you are. Let's save, not let's go make money. Let's just save. How do we save? Let's stop spending as much money on things that we can go without, or we can have a cheaper alternative, or let's just sacrifice. Let's just focus. Let's lock in. Let's just deny ourselves. Let's get a little bit more disciplined about ourselves. And that's the quickest way that we can save $1,000. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm looking forward to it. I know you guys will find some great value in it. And hopefully you guys will chime in and tune in and let me know better ways to save $1,000 that I might not have covered, that needs to be said, that needs to be heard, because it is important that we get out of this spending cycle so we can start going into the saving cycle. Enjoy the rest of this day. Black Friday is today. So just be mindful of what I'm saying. The irony of this video coming on Black Friday and eventually Cyber Monday and Christmas. Just be mindful. Be mindful. Enjoy this day.